Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Spectrum Drama, where we take a look at the hottest posts on Spectrum for the week and give our opinions on them. So before we get started, just a quick reminder that we have our competition running until the end of the month, so don't forget to comment on this and all our videos up until the end of the month, and you could be in with a chance to win that awesome red armor set. So definitely leave some comments for us, and let's get started. Okay, so first up we've got a post from Mac, and that is Mac from Super Mac Brothers on YouTube, so check him out. And it says, placeholder ship refueling repair salvage mechanics. And the idea behind this is something they've thrown out, which is to have some form of placeholder mechanic in place for use on things like refueling and repairing, stuff like that. So this would be for things like the Starfarer and Reclaimer, which, you know, currently don't have a huge amount of purpose. And this will give them at least something to do, even if it is just, you know, a proximity thing for refueling and, you know, so on and so forth. So I think that this is a good idea. I know people are sort of saying, well, it's going to take away resources from what they're actually trying to do. But, you know, you do it quick, you get it out. It makes people happy, and then you can move on without people moaning.
Okay, so placeholder game mechanics is a fairly good idea. One problem you'd have is sort of persistence in the game, because shipwrecks don't kind of persist right now. So to do a salvaging mechanic, it would just kind of involve a mission, I guess, with a sort of predetermined wreck floating out in space that you have to go and nom up, type deal. Probably the same sort of thing for gas harvesting as well, but that one's even more tricky because they haven't finished the gas cloud tech. So the idea in principle is good, but probably wouldn't be happening.
I mean, it does make sense to, you know, have some sort of a placeholder mechanic, you know, that we can use to kind of keep people happy. But I can't see CIG doing that, because it's one of those things where, like these comments say, you know, oh, you don't want to take away resources from actually finishing the mechanic. I think that will be their thinking as well, in that, you know, they could just keep knuckling down to get it finished, rather than putting something in place that is then going to be replaced when it's made. And that's kind of, I think, the CIG way. They're not really into the quick fix type thing. So yeah, I can't see that being a thing, but it would be an awesome thing, you know.
Yeah. And don't forget, there's a lot of people in the Star Citizen community that would rather they kind of focus on doing something right and taking their time with it, rather than just rushing it out and bodging it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't see them doing it. It is a nice idea, but yeah, doubt that's going to happen.
Cool, so next up we've got a post from Wes, and it says, CIG, please let us pick our spawn location. I've been stuck at Hurston for days. The waking up in your room, riding the train to the spaceport, calling your ship in, exiting the atmosphere, begin a jump, it's all amazing. But not over and over again after every crash. Please give us a simple option to combat these bugs by letting us choose where we want to spawn, essentially. And I agree with this. I mean, I know this wouldn't be their final, you know, mechanic for the game, but I like the idea of just being able to go, oh, I'm in Hurston and I need to be in Olisar. I'll just select Olisar.
Yeah. Again, it's another one of these ideas. It's really good in principle. There's one problem though, is that they want us to use various systems to test them, and by cutting that out, I'm fairly sure no one will ever quantum jump to Hurston ever again. No. You just log out and then just pick your spawn location as Hurston and log back in again.
Be quicker.
Which kind of defeats the point of it. But for those times when you are stuck somewhere, this is a beautiful idea.
Yeah. I mean, that's why there's two of us here, because that did not cross my mind at all. That's a brilliant observation. That's exactly what people would do. They'd literally, they'd never warp anywhere long distance again, because they just wouldn't have to.
You wouldn't need to, yeah.
Yeah, no, I never thought about that. But, I mean, the only times really where it bugs me is and I think this is when maybe they need some sort of like in other games where you can kind of go, I'm stuck, you know, and they do some magic and you're unstuck. They need that for Hurston, because I cannot count, more so for you than me. I mean, I've been stuck there maybe once or twice, but I mean, you have been cripplingly stuck there to the point where you've just had to go, well, I'm done for the night. That should never be a thing. They need at least a fix for that, even if it's a down and dirty fix. That would probably solve a lot of these problems, and we wouldn't need to worry about this. Or like when we've had an event to go to, and they say, make sure you're in Hurston at so-and-so a time, and then you do that, but then you wake up in Olisar or Grimhex for no reason, and you think, I'm going to be late. Those situations it's perfect for, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it will never happen. And I think in a way, I'm kind of pleased about that. I like logging out and waking up where I logged out. I like the persistence of it. So
yeah.
Okay, so next up we've got a post from Seria Mao. I hope I said that right. Apologies if I didn't. How monetization destroys MMOs and how to avoid it. Now, I'm going to read quite a lot of this because it's quite well written. So, my first MMO was Anarchy Online. I've played WoW, War, Rift, Guild Wars 2, and sampled more than a dozen others, including Eve. Exactly the same games list as us, which is awesome.
Yep.
I'm 41. I started playing MMOs in my early 20s. In all these years, I've observed two consistent factors that leads to the death spiral of an MMO. The worst by far is aggressive and dishonest monetization, microtransactions, loot boxes, you know, most free-to-play monetization schemes. The second worst thing is a lack of content development, i.e. droughts. MMO players are voracious consumers of content, which is hella true. And gamers will pay for content. They will continue to pay you for content, no matter what your model is, if you're giving them something that they will gladly pay for. You know, so the problem I think with a lot of these kind of systems is that you know, they charge you the earth for every single little thing you want to do, and they're always kind of just niche little silly things. It's nothing that really benefits the game, and I think that is the long and short of it, is that if they're going to monetize stuff, it needs to be useful, and it needs to benefit your gaming experience.
Yeah. Well, I think the sort of outline for their monetization was selling UEC credits and skins, I believe. Yeah. Which is fine. People will probably invest in that. Buying UEC, I can imagine quite a few people would do that. Me personally, I won't go near that.
No.
But I want to play the game. I don't want to cut half of it out. I mean, if they stick to that, then they'll probably keep it going. They could still do some sort of subscription model, kind of like what they do for the video subscription that we've got now, where you pay like £10 a month, whatever, and you can get you know, some small amount of currency every month and a piece of flair, kind of like what they're doing now.
Yeah.
A lot of people might even go for that.
I mean, I definitely would. I mean, you know, I mean, we paid £10 a month every month for about 6 years on World of Warcraft, you know. And we're happy too, because we genuinely enjoyed the game. And I think that's the thing, is if you enjoy something, if it is worth your time and you're spending a lot of time on it, it's worth your money, you know. And £10 a month to, let's say, have a few little, no boosts that help you in game, because I know people always complain, oh, the minute people start paying for stuff, then it's pay to win. You're like, nope, that's not the case. If all you're getting is things that just make you look cool, you know, patches for your ship or something silly like that, but that is just a little bit of flair that makes you feel good about spending that money, that's awesome, because that helps the game. That gives them all the money they'll ever need to continue development long after the game comes out. I think this game's got it right so far. I think people are scared because of the sheer amount of money that people are willing to spend, and that CIG know this. You know, they know people will spend $5, $10, $27,000 or whatever on stuff. But I don't think CIG, that's not their end game. You know, they want to bring a game out. They'll have some little microtransactions that will give you flair, and I think that's pretty much going to be your source of it. So,
yeah, as Saria says, like, as long as they don't sort of get too aggressive with the microtransaction part, then they'll be fine. If they keep it small, then people will just chuck, you know, £5, $5, whatever, $10 here and there whenever they feel like they want something. But if they start charging you like $30 for a, I don't know, toilet paper roll, then people are going to start crying about it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's actually one of my fears, is that when the game eventually does come out, and then they say, right, now we've got this store open and you can buy all your, you know, your fancy, like you said, fancy toilet roll holders or whatever. The problem is then keeping that in line with the items, because what you tend to find is some games you can buy, like, I mean, do you remember, I think it was PlanetSide 2, where, I mean, I did spend money on that game. I really enjoyed that game, and some of this, it was quite reasonable, I think, for the money that you put in and what you got back from it. And that was a little, not pay to win, but it was definitely, it gave you a little bit of an advantage, I'm going to be honest. But there are other games where, like, they'll go, here you go, here's a commemorative coin, which you can put on your dashboard, and that's £50. You're like, no.
Yeah, that's when it starts getting too aggressive.
Yeah, and that's the thing that CIG need to heavily avoid, because, let's be honest, some of their pricing currently, I think, is steep for certain things. And I just hope that they tone that back when the game comes out, if they are selling this stuff, because that's gonna kill off anyone's confidence in them. If all of a sudden, you want to get a decal for your ship that should cost £5, because it's really this is free money to these guys, and it costs like £25, £30, £40. So yeah, fingers crossed CIG don't decide to be money grabbing. They won't. They might.
No. I mean, they're selling skins now.
They are,
in the driver store. You can't use them, but they're selling them. And they're like £5-10 or something.
Yeah, they're reasonable, I think. Well, I think that, I don't know, I think that they need, like, maybe for £10, I'd quite like to be able to have that skin set. I'd like it to be a set, so I can apply it to any ship I want. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Because you have to buy it specific for each ship.
Specific ship. Yeah.
So if you've got 5 ships, then all of a sudden that has cost you £25, £30 or £50 or something, and you think, then it starts to become a little bit of a cringe moment.
So with the introduction of the new Origin rework, we should be seeing some sort of ship modification thing on the store. So that might give us a good indication about kind of their pricing ways for the future. Maybe.
Yeah, that would be good. It would be nice to kind of at least get a hint towards what their end goal is, because I know that a lot of people are terrified of what the future holds, because, let's face it, there's so much scaremongering that goes on here, really, in Spectrum, that I think people are fearful of the future, and hopefully CIG can kind of put everyone's mind at ease, because they're not a money grabbing company. They've just grabbed a lot of money, and they're very lucky.
Yeah.
Cool. So last up, we've got a post from Crimson8, and it says, "Big thumbs up to RB Seaton. I want to dedicate this post to RB Seaton, a citizen that over and over again has demonstrated his caring for this community and forum by providing constant and valuable information, etc, etc." So this is actually a chap that has been on the forums for years, basically, as the oracle of Spectrum, and goes by the name of Grafton. So if you guys haven't heard of him, then trust me, almost every post will have some pearl of wisdom in there from him. So it's definitely the man to know if you need any information in Spectrum.
Yeah, he seems to have some sort of encyclopedia brain of like every comment that was ever made. and he's got links to it, and he's able to pull the links out of his arse from somewhere. I don't know how he keeps track of all this information, but he pulls quotes out as soon as something comes up that needs sort of what's the word? Consistent, verified information from a CIG member.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe that that he's actually CIG's digital assistant, like Alexa and all that. So you basically go, hi Grafton. He goes, how can I help you? And then you ask him some information, and it scours the database and brings it back for you. It's all a lie. No, he's genuinely an awesome dude who, literally, like you said, always has the answer. And then, but not just like, it doesn't just come back with like it's that. He'll come back with, this is this, and it's actually said from this, and here's the post from the original post 2 years ago, and this is the updated this, and it's unreal how much information this dude has. And I am a bit jealous actually as to how much knowledge he has of this game. It's unreal. But yeah, so big shout out to Grafton, however you want to actually say your name. We're very posh, so we will call you Grafton. And big shout out. And any noobs out there who are looking for some knowledge, then check out his posts on Spectrum. Okay, so there you have it. That's the posts for this week. We hope you've enjoyed them. We hope you found them informative. As always, if you like this video, then hit that like button and subscribe for more Star Citizen content. And don't forget, the competition is running, or giveaway we're going to call it. It's not really a competition. We're not asking you to do much. Just pop a comment into this video and every video between now and the end of the month, and you'll be in with a chance to win that awesome red armor set. So good luck to everyone, and thanks so much for everyone who gets involved. It's really awesome to see all of your comments and all of the love. So thanks very much for that, and we will see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.